Hello? How are you? JoeHart here, person with disabilities, primarily invisible disabilities. I'm gonna try to cover some of this 24-hour. Wow. LeBron James just said start your entrance in French. Woo, golly. Hello, everybody. Green flag waves for a formation lap. Okay, so where is live timing? I can't find live timing. Everything I find is video, like like pictures, video. I want data. I just want the. Okay. I guess it is working. I mean, it's, it's. There we go. Gosh, darn it. So what do we got? Overall, all by category, hypercar, LMP2, LMGTE, AM, and then CDNT. I think that's just the one. I don't know what CDNT stands for, but I think the fourth category is NASCAR 56 all by itself. I'm mostly concerned about who drops out soonest and all that stuff. I mean, it's a 24-hour race, so you want your car to last 24 hours, which, NASCAR used to have start and parks. They don't really have start and parks anymore, I don't think. Not intentionally. And I don't think this has start and parks. There's way too much money involved. But Brendan Hartley, holy poop. He used to race in Formula One. He did not do well, but he was not in a great team. I forget Williams, or I forget his team, but he didn't have a great team. So, Peugeot. They say the word's wrong. They say the word's wrong. We're about to go racing, they're saying. Green flag. I guess there's a delay, of course, but yeah, it says green flag on the live timing. Whoa, there's already a movement change. Race start incident at MP2 under investigation. LeBron James waves the flag. Yo, woo, woo. Peugeot and Cadillac, I guess, ran into each other. It's a 24-hour race, and they're running into each other. Yellow flag. Yellow flag. I don't know how it works here. This is a huge track. So I'm sure it's like Formula One where yellow at MP12, MP11, MP12. I don't know why they listed that twice. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Bam! Express Cadillac just smacked the wall. Yellow flag. So 3 minutes in. $7:08, 32. I guess live timing is not actually live. It adjusts itself like every 20 seconds or so. So top 5 by class, hypercar, Toyota GR. Of course, everybody's like, is Ferrari going to win? So Ferrari Gazoo Racing, Ferrari, Toyota Gazoo Racing, Ferrari, Porsche, top 5. LMP2, IDEC Sport, Prima, Team WRT, Jota, Nielsen Racing, GTE AM, Corvette Racing, AF Course, ORT by TF, Kessel Racing, Richard Mill AF. Many of those teams have more than one car, so I don't think I saw the car. Wait a minute, I need to be over here. Safety car A will overtake cars on track. Car A, whoa, 32 off in the 32 in the grid. What are those things called? Gravel. Is that what you call it? I think it's bigger rocks than gravel. He advised. Jack Aiken get back to the pits with one tire off the ground and not turning. Action Express action. TC. Oh, isn't he so cool? Is that my Facebook? Feel free to make a comment. Okay. Let's see here. Wow. Last place, Inter Europool. Glickenhaus, second to last. ORT by TF, third to last. Hey, Neil, thanks for the link. I'm streaming right now. I'm not sure how long I'll be, but I'm here right now. Take care. Is this right, Sifa? You said to text you. Is this the right number? I'm live right now. It's a 24-hour race. I don't know how long I'll be. Probably less than an hour or two. $38. So there's no additional comment in the live streaming since 1604. At the beginning, there was a bunch, but that's been 9 minutes of no somethings. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 cars in the pit road, and they're stopped at the exit. 5, 6. I can't believe they can't just go back out on the track. They have to wait until the next safety car passes them. That's bizarre. I mean, because once the safety car passes them, they have to go slow. Well, of course, as always, I'm starved. I wonder why NHRA is the only thing that. Cars 36, 39, 98 under investigation for exiting the pit exit with a red light. I wouldn't sit there. That's for sure. That's a stupid rule, I think. I'm sure it's all because of safety or fairness or whatever. I think it's a stupid rule. With me knowing nothing about FIAWAC and Circuit de la Sarthe and, you know, Yo, B, how you doing? I hope all is well. I'm not streaming much these days, but I am streaming right now. It's a 24-hour race, but I might do an hour or two, something like that. Thanks. Cool, thanks. Oh. Hey, Sifa, how are you? I'm testing your stuff. How you doing? It's good to see you. Yeah, I as you can tell, I don't stream much anymore. Nothing has been decided or anything. And I hope and plan to go to Montreal this week for the Formula One race. And that's requiring all my energy because I haven't traveled this year yet, at least for motorsports. And it's way overwhelming. So I'm focusing on that all. And it's still not guaranteed. So the number that you gave me. So my last text might have gone to the right number. It shows that it's the same. I typed in your number and this is what came up. So I'm just connected and I accidentally hit call. I hate it, I didn't mean to call you, but it said, thanks for calling. You know what it says. How you been? Sifa, how's life? How's life? Yes. That was correct. Oh, good. I try to set people up correctly the first time so that 17 years later, when I pull up their name or their number, it goes to the same account. And I think I must have done that with you, but I don't know how I, had the number. But anyway, that's right. It's a bit better. Well, that's cool. Was there anything specific, or is it just the same as usual stuff? I know I have tons of same as usual stuff. So yeah, this is a 24-hour race. Obviously, I'm not going to stream for 24 hours, although I have, with Meerkat, I did 24 hours, not for a race. I just did. I wasn't covering everything. I was covering me. So I don't know how long I'll be because I'm not streaming much recently, and I got to keep going on Montreal. It's just plus I'm starved. As soon as I get on, I go, oh, food. Forgot about that. So Sifa says, hey, Joe. And he says, yes, I think the number worked, I think. And then no worries. And it's a bit better. I'm just doing a little better mentally. Well, that's cool. That's what I thought you meant. So that's I'm glad to hear. That's I get small slivers of that in my life. So I definitely can relate. So good. That is good to hear. I'm trying to drink a little extra Gatorade to try to curb my appetite. Oh, you're welcome. I always want the best for you. But yeah, so I guess, it's 8 o'clock in some parts of the world. Do you do coffee and stuff, or what do you do? Yeah, I'm sure you've told me 17 times. Okay, so wow, there's a lot that has gone on. See all. Yeah. I want to see all. Let me go over here. That's a lot of stuff. Holy moly, look at all that. Okay, so what I most recently read. Okay. So 1557. Is that the start? Okay. So the race started at 1600, 4 o'clock p.m. their local, which is 10 p.m. my. Yes, I do. And chai. Ooh, cool. Nice. Well, good to hear. I'm glad to hear that. So, okay, the green flag started at 4. Anyway, all those yellows because everybody's going crazy to start them. But anyway, the last thing I read was the 1616. Look at that, 12 minutes before any problems. But it said cars 36, 39, and 98 under investigation for exiting the pit exit with a red light, which I was noticing. I was looking at it, and they put this yellow flag. I mean, when people go to the pit road, when they're leaving, they're stopped. And I'm like, God, how can you stop them? Let them go. So there is one, blah, blah, blah. So there's 4 cars and then 2 more cars. So 6 cars are waiting. 6 out of 62. This is 10% of the crew, and they're stopping them. So I'm like, I don't understand that. I wish they would just go. Anyway, these 3 cars did just go, and it's in a bright pink. So obviously it's very negative, whatever it is. So I'm going to read the rest of them just to kind of catch up with what's going on. So 6 minutes later, car 37 under investigation for overtaking under yellow flag at 16:01:44. Bummer. When there's a yellow, every series is a little different what these flags mean, but generally a yellow flag means there's no overtaking. You can't go in front of someone. You can go behind them because your car could have problems and stuff, but you can't advance under a yellow. Of course. And then 1 minute later, regarding cars 36, 39, 98 at pit exit, NFA. I don't know what that means. Not formal administration. I don't know what it means. I would have means they were not penalized, but it might mean that they were penalized. I don't know what NFA is. I'm sure it means not penalized because FIA would broadcast if they were scolding someone, they would definitely make it much clearer than NFA. Anyway, I don't know what it means. Okay, 1625, incident clear, prepare for merging. 1625, pit entry closed. So that's what piqued my interest. I was like, why does pit entry? Okay, so I'll minimize that now. How do I do that? Maybe race? What's going on? Why didn't this thing work? I don't know what to click. I think everything ought to say, before you click on this, we'll teach you how to exit it. Yeah, that's not a good way to do it. Anyway, so NFA, I might search that. Good. So anyway, I was not planning to go live. I woke up, realized that the 24-hour was going on. I started researching it, printed up started gathering my written materials because I can't do anything orally. So I printed up the entry list, and then I started doing Twitter handles, and I'm like, oh, it looks like I'm going to do this. So let me I thought I figured out Nightbot, and then I did what was recommended by their forum. Some about track condition. Safety car. Anyway, I didn't see, hey, Joe. Sorry. Prepare for pass around, start pass around, LMP2, prepare for drop back, LMP2, start drop back. I didn't know there was a safety car. I guess I should have figured that out. Okay, so 1018 Le Mans. Safety car is worse than a yellow. It's not as bad as a red, but it's worse than a yellow. All right, so this course is enormous. I don't know how long. Let me type it up. I think it's probably 6 miles. It's enormous. So when they're doing a pass around or whenever they're, that's when some cars that are way behind get to drive as fast as they can they're in the front of the line, but they're not in front of the race. So they are allowed to race around the track to get behind the cars that are actually in front, although they're not in front, if that doesn't make sense. So anyway, okay, Sarth. Circuit Sarth. 8.467 miles. And I don't know what yellow flag speed is, but they look like they're going 10 miles an hour. I'm sure they're going 55 or 60 miles an hour, but they look really slow. So if you go 60 miles an hour and it's an 8-mile track, that's 8 minutes. Oh my golly. Safety cars bringing safety cars. I think they breed, breed and begets, and anyway. So Toyota Gazoo Racing is first and third, even though that's not what they started. They started third and fifth. I guess they didn't qualify very well, but they're the best. So they're first and third, probably going to win. Now, Bueme was having car problems, and he's still in first. So I'm sure he just complains about stuff. But the official, what's going on here? Okay, I'm going to, yeah. Let's see here. I'm going to get this live timing on my iPad because I need it to be. Virtual Le Mans drivers. So top in each category, number 8, number 48, and they took it away, 54, I think they said. It's amazing how they put information up there and you can't even. I know I'm slow. I know I have to. So the track was, what do they call it? Race was declared wet 15 minutes before race started. So whatever that is, 49 minutes ago is declared wet. I don't know what it is now, but it looks dry-ish. It looks dry. By the way, this is on Motor Trend. I'm watching it. It took me several years to realize that Motor Trend is with my YouTube TV subscription. But mostly it's a subscription by itself. So there's Motor Trend TV, and Motor Trend Plus. And I think it's $4.99 a month or whatever. And you can do Fubo, which has a free trial. And Fubo has Motor Trend. So you could get a free trial. I mean, everybody, I think, has a free trial. So prepare for drop back. Oh, my goodness. Oh, nice. Yeah, man. For sure. Thank you. Thank you. So, it's still a safety car. That's TV, so that's delay. So anyway, and I'm like I said, I think everybody has free trials. So as long as you can somehow get the Motor Trend, you can watch this for free. It's a 24-hour race, so it's they did break it up on Motor Trend. Where do I have that? Motor Trend covers the 24 race entirely and without interruption, but they do break it up as shows. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have 5 shows. The first show is 7 hours. Next one is 1 hour. I don't know what that 1 hour is, but it must be mighty special. And then the third one is 8 hours, and the last 2 are 4 hours. So 7, 1, 8, 4, 4. And that's probably just for blocking or selling commercials. I don't know why they do that. But I'm pretty interested about that 1 hour. I'm going to definitely have to. Anyway, if it started at 10, it's from 5. So for Eastern Standard Time, from 5 to 6, there's 1 hour of programming. I don't know why. Maybe that's just the rush hour. I don't know. That's a wild thing to do. So anyway, 5 programs, but it's all one thing. It's all the race. But yeah, it's 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., 5 to, this is all Eastern Standard Time. 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., 5 to 6 p.m., 6 p.m. to 2 a.m., 2 a.m. to 6 a.m., and then the finish 6 to 11, which it goes 6 to 10. It goes 10 to 10. So the first block starts an hour early and the last block ends an hour late. So it's 26 hours of programming for a 24-hour race. Anyway, I don't know much about Motor Trend. I'm just, holy moly, 8.467 miles. Where are these times for the... Oh, there's no times. I printed up the entry list, but they usually have times. So 8 miles, if you go... Safety car in this lap, double yellow removed at MP11. What? They removed part of the racetrack? That's wild. I guess people were crossing it and getting penalized, and they said, okay, we'll just remove it. I guess is what that means. I don't know. Double yellow is usually taboo. You can't advance when you cross a double yellow. That means like when you're driving on the highway, there's, double yellow lines, single yellow lines, single white lines, dotted white lines, those kind of things. So the double yellow for us is the same as them. They can't cross it. Not that we adhere to that, but not that they adhere to that either. So, Buemi's number one. I don't really like Sebastian Buemi. Oh, also it's a 24-hour race. So all the teams have 3 drivers. And I think all of them have 3. I'm gonna be real OCD and look through this. I guess I'm waiting for the green. Green. 1639. Now that's on what you're seeing right there. So there's going to be a huge delay. I should have timed how long that delay was. So elapsed time 39 minutes and 25 seconds. Yeah, I didn't count the time, but so anyway, it's super long. I think you can have 3 R4 drivers, but I think they do 3 because they want high quality drivers. So I'm going to just go through them here. Scott Dixon, holy shit. No overtaking before the line. Why do these drivers have to be reminded of that? I guess they just get too excited. So there's really 4 categories, but there's really 3 categories or classes. 3 classes, 4, whatever. I think it's stupid to say 4. There's 4 classes in the race. The 4th class is 1 car all by itself, NASCAR. They wanted to get into the race for the first time ever, and they built something that wasn't compatible. So they're their own class. Safety car procedures under investigation. 1 minute later, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to see what happened if someone... I don't get it. I'm a rules breaker, but there's some rules you don't break. It only makes your life worse. Buemi kicking butt there. So supercar is the fastest class. Hypercar. And there's 16 of them in the class. The 16th car, by the way, is sponsored by Hertz, and Tom Brady, the quarterback, is involved in it. But they actually qualified 16th out of 16, which most American things do. Now, the NASCAR, it was Team Hendrick, Jimmy Johnson, and a few, Jensen Button. The Team Hendrick car, which is, NASCAR G56 for Garage 56. I don't know why they called it 56, but they didn't get that number. They're number 24. Anyway, what was I going to say about them? anyway, I forgot what I was going to say, but they're their own category because I don't know if they meant to not, I wonder if they meant the first year just to be a trial period. But if you're going to spend all that millions of dollars, you would want to build. I mean, the way it's described officially is this car cannot win the race. And it's like, wow, why don't you build a compatible car? Anyway, the hypercar is the top, 16 of them. What's your most memorable motorsports experience or moment? Great question. I would have to think about that. What's your most memorable motorsports experience or moment? With my invisible disabilities and stuff, most of my good feelings at these events have nothing to do with the racing. The most intense event, which I've mentioned before, it was the Formula One in Miami. And last year, it was at the beginning of May last year. That was the first year. And then I skipped it this year. I didn't want, I didn't go. I didn't have money and stuff. Anyway, that was the most intense thing. It was an inaugural event, first time, second race in the United States. It's been in Austin for about 12 years. This was the second city. This year, they're going to add a third city, which is, I think they're growing too fast. 15 years ago, there was no American cities in Formula One. None. There was barely a Mexico and barely a Canada. Barely. But we suddenly had one. Anyway, so Miami was intense. It was both good and bad. It was, my usual, trying to get full access in these events as a media person was tested to the quadruple billionth. It was the most intense. It was the most intense, both good and bad, as far as getting in. And, NASCAR, you can have things around your neck and people observe them and they wave you in or not. Formula One, everything is scanned. So it's hard to do things when everything is scanned. But anyway, it was just intense. I got involved with this program that had unlimited food for the whole weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which was phenomenal. And so I did that, and I did interviews. I mostly sat indoors in air conditioning with Wi-Fi, with electricity. I don't sit in grandstands. I can't handle the sun. So I was sitting inside, and this was an all-glass building, so I had to stay away from the windows too. And I kind of watched it on TV, and I did interviews. So I would interview people. So that was pretty cool. That was your most memorable motorsports experience or moment. And of course, at this time, I have a hate relationship with NASCAR, so I don't like them very much. But certainly the first 1 or 2 or 3 or 20 or 40 of them were pretty flippin' exciting. I don't remember what I did last week, so I don't really remember what I did 12 years ago. But Bristol, for me, I always have just good feelings. When I show up at a track, when I go to Bristol, I have good feelings. So it's like, okay, good stuff must have happened here. When I go to Watkins Glen, ick. I was, of course, arrested there also and had a court case in that county and stuff. But so I usually have feelings. I don't really know what happened. So Bristol, I really like. It's super cool. It used to be 198,000 fans, larger than any college football. College football is like the most intense, huge sport that exists. I mean, we think the world revolves around the United States. I know we do. Soccer is the biggest sport, and they have a bunch of people. But anyway, in Bristol, Tennessee, in this little podunk city, they had 198,000 people watching a race, a puny race, half a mile track, half a mile. That's puny, and 198 people straight up, just like a Coliseum. So it was pretty intense. They don't sell that much anymore. All tracks cut their seats in half and covered their seats and expanded their seats because they can't sell out anymore. So I don't know what they do now. Probably 70,000 people. So it's way worse than 198,000. But it was 198,000 for generations. People had tickets. Anyway, so that's cool. I'm sure meeting Bruton Smith. He's the owner of the other tracks. NASCAR owns a bunch of the tracks themselves. It's kind of inbreeding or whatever that's called. Conflict of interest, but they have that. They have that nepotism or whatever that. They have all that all over NASCAR, so they don't give a shit about those kind of rules. So NASCAR owns a bunch of tracks. It used to be IC, but now it's NASCAR. But anyway, SMI, Speedway Motorsports Incorporated, SMI, is Bruton Smith's company. He's no longer alive, but when he was alive, it was his company. And he had a son, Marcus Smith, who is now in charge of the company. They own about 8 tracks. So I enjoyed meeting Bruton Smith. He's a trip. He's like P.T. Barnum and just all those kind of people all put together. He could sell anything to anybody, and he could get money for anything. He just had phenomenal ideas, and he knew how to implement them, and he was successful. Like NASCAR, when they start a track, they kind of know, they know their stuff, but they're not always profitable. Bruton Smith was always profitable. He knew exactly how to do it. He did the research. It was in his brain. Anyway, he was super cool. I just don't have memories. That's the problem with me. But, like I said, early on, it was pretty cool and exciting. I've gone to Daytona International Speedway probably, 8 or 10 or 12 times. And I've gone to the Daytona 500 probably 3 or 4 or 5 times. And it used to be 2+ weeks long. So I would go, and I can't handle crowds. I'm not claustrophobic, but I just can't handle crowds. So I would go 1 or 2 days early and leave a day late. So there's no stress. Like when the race was over, I didn't have to go, get to your car and leave because there's so much traffic. I would just leave the next day, and I would get there 2 days early. Anyway, so I would go to Daytona for, 1,200 for 12 days, and the camping was outrageously expensive. But anyway, there's this one time, one of my first times, of course, I had already been there, and I would be near, they have a fan zone, which is a kind of inside area, but it's not really inside. You're not in the garage. It's like a horseshoe. The garage is a horseshoe on the outside, and the fan zone is in the middle. So you're kind of close, but you're not in it. So I observed people going in and out and in and out and in and out. And finally I'd say, how do I get in there? And like, oh, you need a hot pass. I'm like, okay, how do I get a hot pass? And they're like, well, you can't buy a hot pass. You have to be given a hot pass. And I'm like, oh, okay. Help me out here. I'm asking you how I can get in there. So, I was pretty upfront. People could tell I didn't have much money. They could tell that I wasn't, I was me. So anyway, I befriended this one guy who at the time was, he's now in charge of a track, but he was the interviewer for NASCAR for all the really high-end interviews. And he kind of knew of my brother, and he was kind of from my hometown, and he was kind of from my high school. And so we befriended each other, but he's like schwa, he's like way upper class. So anyway, after, I was at Daytona for the 2 weeks, and after about 3 or 4 or 5 days, and we were having a good conversation, and I didn't mention anything I probably had met him 12, 15 times at about 10 or 12 races. And I never once mentioned anything. Now, he could tell that I didn't dress spectacularly and I had my goofy hair and hat and cat and hat and all that stuff. He could tell. But anyway, I was just in the middle and I said, oh, by the way, I hate to ask you this. And then I said his name. I hate to ask you this because you probably get asked this all the time, but would I be able to get a hot pass from you? And believe you me, no one asked that question of anybody except maybe a team. If you're around a team, they get asked a lot and they have to decide who gets the hot passes. But he looked at me and he was like, I don't know. I have no idea. Let me talk to the powers that be and I'll see what I can do. So I said, thank you. And I said, I'm sorry that I had to ask you, but I don't know anyone here. And so he came back a day later and he said, it appears that can work out. It's not available right now, but I'll get it to you tomorrow and stuff. And and he said, come by at this time and stuff. And I'm like, holy shit, this is, I just said, if you bought them, which you can't, but if you buy them on the black market, they're about $400, they're really worth much more than that. But actually, they're fairly priceless for the people for the definition of what they are and who you're supposed to give them to, they're fairly priceless. So anyway, he said, come back at this time. And I forget the details. I think he missed one day and he said, it's got to be tomorrow. Sorry about that. So I came by and poof, he hands me this hot pass. And I'm like, holy poop. And most human beings in the world, when there's a 2-week long event, 80% of the population only cares about the last race. 90% of the population only cares about the last 2 races. 98% of the populations only care about the last 3 races. So I'm there for 12 days. I'm like, oh, I'm late. I should have asked them a week ago and I'm missing all these days, which was true. I wasn't in the garage. But when he handed it to me, and I don't know the details, but I think I had 4, 5, 6 days in the garage. And I'm like, holy shit. So I'm walking around and it was the coolest thing. And so, yeah, that was, I've gotten in a lot of trouble with NASCAR and ISC and a little bit with SMI and a couple other people. But I still always have a very strong, good feeling about him. It was very special that he did that. Although he's aware of my proclivities. Is that the word? I don't even know what that word means, but I think it applied. But my negative events that I did. So anyway, I don't know if that really answered the question. Thank you for the question. That was very nice of you. Wow, this is 13 minutes later. I just gave a marathon. So so let's see here. I'm going to check. Well, we got 56 minutes in, so we're less than an hour in. I'm going to try to see where Hendrick is 37th. I hope that was good enough. I know I'm wordy. I know I don't answer questions. ADNT. NASCAR G56. Yeah. Okay, so what do we got? So I don't think I'm going to list remaining time or elapsed time. I guess I'm going to do elapsed time for now because it's much smaller. elapsed. Biofuel, total and energies. It's a biofuel. Come on. Only biomass. Do I believe them? I don't know what bio means. I think people can abuse that. Wine residue is where the sorry, I'm typing up stuff. $58.59. I'm going to go off screen. So I'm going to do edit here. Hopefully that will come up. So Nightbot says, hi, while my streams are smaller and intimate, I'll be off screen, won't see comments, probably won't see comments, and y'all when you enter and exit. To edit, update with Nightbot, Discord, ping cord, tweet shift, etc. Thank you, JoeHart PWS. I'll definitely have to update that. I haven't. I am going to go off to Nightbot. So yeah, that live timing is it distracted me. I guess it's not live. It's updated like every 10 seconds or 20 seconds or whatever. And just cars are just shifted around. It's odd. It's a weird thing to see. $30 laps to go, 3 laps fuel limited. I don't know what that means. I guess they have to go 30 laps, but they have to save gas to make it. I think. I don't know. I'm halfway done, or as far as, I don't know about time, but as far as the locations I have to go to. Back. Anyway, I thought I had a good handle of Nightbot, and I thought I figured out a majority of the problems I was having. And that was very far from the truth. It's still lots of problems. So hypercars, let's see here. Wow. Okay. So Tom he's in ninth. Tom Brady's car started 16th, qualified 16th out of 16, although they say 17 there. He was I don't know what it is. Anyway, they're ninth. Yellow flag. I don't know if that's been up there for a while. It looks like it's a brand new yellow flag. 1705, which is now yellow to MP3, double yellow at MP3, double yellow removed, yellow at MP3. They went from single yellow to double to single. There's stuff definitely on the cameras, but it doesn't look like it's rain. I think it's dirt. Okay, Nightbot. Okay. See, my Nightbot worked immediately. Trouble for Proton number 16 went off the track, but still moving. So I'm hungry, and I didn't expect me to do much of this. So I think I'm gonna go. Yeah, but I'm trying to, and I'm gonna. But recently I don't ever cook, and I barely do microwave. But recently I've been cooking, and I mean simple things. But it's time, Anyway, I have been doing this a lot recently, and I don't believe I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to end the stream. But what I normally do for eating, Nightbot says Joe's briefly away from the screen, heating food and our sugar, Gatorade, water, feeding Francis, and our restroom break. I apologize. I think that says I apologize for temporary absence. Thanks for your patience and understanding. JoeHart, PwD's, Invisible Disabilities. So, I usually do this, and even if it takes, 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes, just because, I have a small and intimate crowd. But, the earbuds are bothering me, and I think I want to turn the volume up. And if I turn the volume up, I can't be streaming because everybody gets in trouble. Wow, a ton of stuff. We have debris. Holy moly. Robert Kubitsa's in here. I didn't know he was. Car 41. Lap time 14 deleted for track limits. Woo. Damn. 4 of them. What's this? 77, 41, 9, 83, 88. Lap time deleted for track limits at MP 6, 4, 6, 6. And I can't read. They give a ton of information. Anyway, so, okay. Well, I think I'm going to head out. It was short, hour and 18 minutes. When I think that's short, that's a sad life when I think that's short. But it was a quick, short stream. I'm going to see everybody later. Sifa, thank you for coming. And I do believe you did. Let me look at my Post-it note here. Nope. I don't have it. But anyway, I think you told me to text you, and I think that's what that one number is. So I just want to. Okay, have a good morning. Well, thanks. Well, thank you. And so yeah, I want to, I always try to communicate with people the way they want to be communicated. Okay, so I'll try to think of that first. They're going to change tires on 94, but he's going to stay in the car. Usually they do a driver change, but he's doing a triple stint. I don't know what a triple stint is. It's only been an hour and 10 minutes. And it's a 24-hour race. That's not a triple stint. A triple stint is like 2.5 hours, 2.5 hours, 2.5 hours. That's, which I'm sure you can't do that much. But like an hour and a half, hour and a half, hour and a half. An hour and 10 minutes total is not a triple stint. I'm not sure why they're saying that. They're showing the gas and the energy and virtual energy tank. Some have 6% left, some have 15%. That's a big difference. Okay, all right. I'm going to take that earbud out and turn it up so I can hear it as I'm cooking. Probably eggs, bacon and eggs or something like that. I don't really have toast, but I'll try to figure out something for toast. So, okay, thanks for coming. I appreciate it. Y'all take care. And Sifa, thank you so much for coming by. I hope you have a good morning too. And again, hello and goodbye to Facebook and Twitch and the YouTubes and the Twitters and all that. So thank you. Okay, I'm going to end broadcast in 3, 2, 1, and then I got to hit that twice. So I'm going to hit end broadcast, and I'm going to start saying goodbye and waving because as soon as I hit it, it happens. Even though it doesn't look like it happens, it does happen. So end broadcast in 3, 2, 1. Goodbye.